Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Nickelodeon again, right? First and foremost, this whole video is not talking about the Netflix series. I will talk about that soon. Damn. But y'all missed up on a golden opportunity. Why the fuck did y'all not just make a series about the past avatars, dog? I swear to God, that's like the biggest layup y'all decided to do and decided, no, not gonna do it. Why? Why would we do some shit like that? Why not? Why not? That is the dumbest shit ever, bro. Like, why did y'all not decide it, let's just make one about the past avatars? We have a plethora amount of, like, an infinite amount of context and information you can do. You have books, you have everything, and if it's like, you do like 5 or 6, 7, like 8, episodes a season, if everybody likes it, boom, open the door for the remainder of the damn avatar that was out there that you could have put in the show, but you decided not to. Or even with the movie coming out like in 2 months or whatever, or a few months from now, y'all can do that. So what I'm going to talk about today is, one, why it should be a good idea to make a series about the past avatars, and why they probably won't or shouldn't, because there are definitely some obvious reasons why they wouldn't. So with that being said, let's go. First and foremost, why should you do it? Because every avatar is not the same. As you can see between Korra and Aang, they're completely fucking different. No, this is not the one from like, this is not the video just to try to dogpile like Korra or an Aang or anything like that. No. Miss me that bullshit. You have an opportunity to touch on many different time periods with many different personalities, with many different, events happening on that eventually you saw later down the line happen in both of the timelines, you feel me? So like, for instance, my favorite avatar Kyoshi. Kyoshi is probably one of the, probably one of the coolest stories I've read, because I have her novels too in my little fucking thing back there, but I read her novels, and let me tell you, that is pretty gas. First of all, she is a demon. Let's just start there on top of that. But she also didn't even think she was an avatar at first. Crazy. They thought it was somebody completely different until she had this fucking little event where she was crying out to Yang Chen and everything like that. I think it was just because she was crying out to Yang Chen. It's been since I read the story, but she didn't even think she was a fucking avatar. And even then, when she finally became the avatar, she was super aggressive. Y'all talking about violent? No. Shawty was like demon time. Demon time. You would see, so like, y'all think Korra, yeah, aggressive, super aggressive. No. Kyoshi's the definition of aggressive, damn near dead. Well, not even damn near, super deadly. On top of that, you will see the origins of the Dai Li. She created that shit. It wasn't always as corrupt or anything like that. Granted, Kyoshi had her ways and doing things, so that's where it gets a little hectic right there, you feel me? But she created the Dai Li, how she became one of the most feared avatars out there, her complicated friendships and romances and everything like that, like, you wanted to see a dark avatar, this is probably gonna be the closest thing you'll get to a dark avatar, and that's Kyoshi, you feel me? And then we, spin the block even more. We got Yang Chen, who's also gonna give you a different light, because, the things we know about, air nomads, they're peaceful, they're pacifists, they're vegetarians, they refuse to fight unless, they're defending themselves like that. Yang Chen is the complete opposite of all that bullshit, you feel me? Yang Chen was the youngest until Aang. That was a fully recognized avatar. 2, she was super fucking violent, had this weird ass fucking canary cry like Black Canary, but amped it up with the avatar state with her airbending shit. Crazy. Shawty was like on demon time. Demon time. On top of that, you talking about some fuck ups from there. You can see her whole, her internal conflicts, or trying to even do her daily avatar duties, where having spirits and the humans coexisting, to the point where she kind of basically ignored all of the spirits entirely and just focus on the humans, which eventually fucked up down the line for another person, you feel me? So Yang Chen is also someone that you could have put in there, because again, you would see a totally different air nomad that done everything completely different. I think, if you correct me wrong, she did eat like meat and everything like that, and had her own, affairs and like, fights with like combustion benders who blew up her own fucking, her air bison and everything like that. So I'm just like, we had so much context there, and you feel me? Like, it's rough. It's real rough. And then you have Karuk, who got mentioned one time, and y'all decided that's pretty much it. He got called lazy and everything like that. This time you could have, chose to dive deeper on his life, because it wasn't just he was just lazy or a go with the flow avatar until I lost my wife to code the face steal and anything like that. He did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff that niggas will never know. The fact that Homeboy died mad early is because of what happened with a different avatar gets ignored. Because as far as anybody will ever know about Avatar Kuruk is lazy, and he had a wife. And that's pretty much it. And there's so much more to that. Hell, I'm surprised they haven't given him his own book yet, which, you know, I don't see why he wouldn't get his own book. And then they used him in the Netflix series, which, thanks, I guess, for finally giving my boy some airtime and everything like that, and like some dialogue. But y'all could have did more. Y'all could have did more, and this is your opportunity to do more. This is 100% do more. And obviously we have Roku, which, yeah, you pretty much know a good amount of it for the most part. You know a good amount of what Roku does. You know what I mean? Like, you know, got called out to be the avatar. He went away to go train, came back, you know, did his thing, you know, met up with his homeboy, who's low-key becoming a dictator, stopped his ass, and then died at the volcano. But what happened between like all the training sequences with him being the avatar and anything like that? How did he move after his fight with his best friend? Because again, he still was plotting. He was just watching and waiting, and he already did the damage done. Did he go over to like the other Earth Kingdom territories that was, you know, taken over by the Fire Nation? Did he even try to, like, you know, liberate them or anything like that? Or did he just disappear into the night and went off and just go build his own civilization? There's a lot of things you could have fucking expanded upon there. And then you have Avatar Zito, right? The one avatar that decided, I'm not doing shit. He decided, he did all the training, became a full-fledged avatar, and decided, no, I'm going back to do my regular 9 to 5, being like that, what's it called, the Fire Lord's advisor. That was it. I wouldn't know why the fuck he decided, nah, I'm not doing this shit. What did he got told, or what did he learn to the fact that he's like, I ain't doing none of this. Y'all can miss me with that. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Like, what the hell? Y'all fumbled a lot. And then we have Avatar 1. You gave him 2 episodes, explain, like doing a quick synopsis on his whole origin story. And then you skipped all the way through to when he was an old man and he died with all the war rages on him, and he said he failed. I want to see what kind of wars he was dealing with. I want to see what kind of bullshit he was dealing with. You know, he's like, damn, I started all this. Now I'm going to try to stop everybody from fighting and everything like that. I want to see all of that. Why the hell did y'all not decide to like just give the people what they want? Y'all underestimated this show for too long. This show came out, what, 05 or something like that? And we're still talking about this 20 years later. 20 years later, we're still talking about the Avatar franchise, and y'all still feel like y'all can't come up with no fresh ass ideas. There's your ideas. Y'all making constant fucking books about this. Just put it on the screen. Just make an animated series about it. What the hell are we doing? Like, seriously, Nickelodeon, what the hell are we doing? This is a golden, I mean golden opportunity that y'all could have been done by now. Been done. And I think it's high time that y'all decided, you know what, yeah, let's just make it. Just make it, especially how they talk about the Netflix series. Oh, absolutely. You might want to look into this, because this is some bullshit, bro. You should have been done this. Now, here's not the fun, not so fun part, right? Here's a risk and why they probably would never do it, or they probably shouldn't do it, because there's some things that definitely can be controversial or just like spark some disinterest from a lot of people. First things first. Yes, there's novels out there, but a lot of people haven't read them or anything like that. As far as I know, a lot of people don't talk about it. Those actual books are fucking good. I don't even know why people aren't reading them. But yeah, you got already some source material out there, which I don't think that would really stop them. People have source material already before, i.e. like comic book stories and everything like that. Percy Jackson, you know, list goes on and on. You feel me? Harry Potter, they all got books and they still got a movie and shit like that. So I don't think that would be a problem. Now, the one thing I will say that would probably, you know, drive a smooth factor into this is the nostalgia, and some people already know a good amount of it. Like, cause nostalgia is because you're just bringing back old avatars and like, you know, oh, we're just gonna milk this idea, but it's not like that. But I get it. And then you know some story already, like Roku. You know pretty much a good amount of that shit. You feel me? Like, it would probably seem like a waste of time to even talk about him. They probably, if they did it, I wouldn't be surprised if they would like skip over him, because you know everything. You know, he had a crush on old girl. You know, he was a Fire Lord's best friend. You know, he had to do, you know, got called out to be an Avatar, trained, came back, decided to stop his friend, to die to a volcano, and then his friend took over. But there's like there's details you're still missing out on, but I can see the issue where people are like, we already know about him, just skip over him and shit like that. Or they're gonna try the same thing with like Kyoshi, like, oh yeah, she killed Chin and Kakura, that was it, move on from it. Like, nah, I get it, but like, nah. Now, the other thing about, you know, knowing too much is because you already know how a few of them die. Like, you feel me? Like, we know that Karuk dies young. Now you already know that how Roku dies. You know how, well, you know somewhat how Kyoshi, well, for people who read it, like, you know that she lived forever, like a good amount of time, forever, and decided, she gave herself the Yoda treatment and decided, all right, let me just pack it up. You feel me? And then Yang Chen and everything like that, like, you kind of know something. That's where it's like, it kind of is like a little, it's kind of like scary to the point, like, yeah, what if we fail because we're only doing just sticking the nostalgia window? But like, again, there's just like, it's like Naruto. You have a lot of questions or a lot of unanswered things that you could have did. So that's a potential risk. Well, the next thing I'm gonna say is it'll be like an obvious one, and I know a lot of people are gonna try to gripe on it, and that's the whole thing with like Kyoshi. Kyoshi is bi. Now, right now, here it is. Stop right there before y'all even start typing and anything like that, trying to say, take the medallion. Look, I don't give a fuck if she's bisexual or anything. I really don't give a fuck. But y'all already know what it is. We already know what it is. People who haven't read it or anything like that, they're gonna be mad as a bitch to seeing her being like super bisexual and anything. Even though her girlfriend's in the new like game that's coming out there, she's gonna be in the game. She's gonna be in the game. I think she's gonna be a part of it too, with some of her movesets too. So let me just say that, like that. Let's just get it out of the way. We know that, you know, Korra is bisexual and everything like that, with that weirdest love triangle, and which was so unnecessary. And then you have Kyoshi. Everybody's gonna feel like it's just so woke and everything like that, but we already knew. We already knew. People are probably gonna not like that idea to see it like a legit bisexual fucking avatar, even if they decided to mention it or not. They probably won't, but like, I don't know, you kind of got the hint with like Korra and Asami, so you never know. So that's definitely one of the strongest, you feel me, like strongest fucking like arguments that they won't do that, because they're not gonna see, they don't want to see an avatar in that light, even though it's a part of a story. Or like Karuk being basically a gigolo, you feel me? That nigga was a ho-ho. Like, you feel me? He was a ho-ho, and every nation he went to go train, that man was out there thugging it. But yeah, I don't know if they're gonna like that. I don't know if they're gonna like that, you feel me? Because if you do one and you don't do the other, people gonna get pissed. Or if you do both, there's gonna be a lot of heat coming down your way. But again, that's just people who probably didn't read it, so they're probably gonna get mad just for that. Either gonna live with it, you're gonna deal with it. I don't know, but like, I don't know. That's just the thing I see, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "You shouldn't even mention that because now you're gonna sound like a victim." Look, my nigga, I'm a straight guy, and I'm cool with that. You feel me? I don't care if she was bisexual, whatever. I don't care. I want to see some demon time from my favorite avatar. You feel me? Like the Netflix, they got it in there. That was cool. It was cool to me, even though the show itself was not it, but I don't care. A lot of people use that term woke in the worst fucking way and don't even use it as right, you know, definition. But that's one of the main reasons why I think they're not gonna do it, especially outside of like the nostalgia thing. Like, a lot of people know a good amount of like some avatars, not all of them, but like that's definitely gonna put a pin in why they won't do shit. You feel me? Like, I get it. Some people are gonna be like, no, we don't want to see that, but it's not that big of a deal. It truthfully is not a fucking big deal at all. Put it on screen. We're gonna see her in the game. Who gives a fuck? She's been around, if you read the book, since years now. Who gives a fuck, right? And the last thing I want to talk about is probably they could accidentally do like some contradicting lores, like existing lore shit. Like at the very end of, like, you know, Naruto, right? When you see Ashura and Indra fighting each other, and then you see that Minato really didn't create the Rasengan, it was that nigga, right? That could happen. But I think it's harder for them to like say that, you know, couldn't happen or anything like that, because we've seen stuff. We know that Gazan and all of them aren't the first lava benders. We saw Zito do it in the very, like, you know, in the Avatar series. We knew about like sand bending, you know, there's like glass bending and shit like that. There's a lot of stuff out there that we know. So I don't think there would be a chance for like contradicting of like existing lore. There could be, it's just like tiny amounts of stuff, but like unless they change like shit up dramatically, like saying they never got like bending from like the lion turtles, then we're gonna have a problem. Then that's where we'd be like, well, fuck, now we backed ourselves in the corner. But other than that, it shouldn't be that bad, but there are some risks factors for that reason. You feel me? So I don't know. That's just me. Y'all can put y'all thoughts down in the comments below, but that's just how I see it though, because that's probably why they didn't do it. Truthfully, even though they should have did it, but I don't know why they wouldn't do that. But if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share, and comment down below. Would you want Nickelodeon to animate a series about the past avatars? I feel like it's a golden opportunity. I feel like they should have did it, because I truthfully do believe that they underestimated how big this series would have got, or how big this franchise got over 20 years. So I don't know. That's just me though, but y'all put it down in the comments below, y'all thoughts and feelings about this conversation. Do y'all want it? Do y'all not want it? How y'all feel about the things I talk about? Hey, if y'all see something that piss y'all off, sue me, I guess. I don't know.
Damn.
I'm just yapping at this point. But it's your boy Easy. Till next time.
I ain't never